Hi everyone, welcome back to Event Advice with CrowdComms. We're back for another episode, Matt and I together again. Today we're going to be talking about what to look for in events platforms. Lots to cover here. You know, what is, the crucial steps in delivering events successfully through a platform, start to end. So we're going to jump straight in with talking about some of the options that people have when they're taking this to market. So let's start with ease of use for event platforms. What are your thoughts on that?
Two different people we're trying to help here that are important. So when we're talking ease of use, we're thinking of the organizer who's setting up. We want it to be helpful. We want to make their life easier. We're trying to make it efficient from a cost perspective, trying to enable them to create fabulous looking things with as little work is unfair, but enabling them time to focus on the really important things like content and driving that message, leveraging our platform without spending ages and ages making the platform look great. So ease of use. And then we've got the most important people in this, and that's the end user, making sure when they land on a piece of technology, whether it's registration or event app or virtual platform or attendee tracking or lead capture, that when they land on it, it makes sense, it feels familiar, it's easy to use. So those two people are, I think, equally as important.
What we've done over the last 4 or 5 years together is obviously we've tried to lessen the learning curve when you first jump onto the platform, completely redesigned the content management system, made sure that we had a really nice, strict design language that people could be familiar with no matter what element that they were actually using. So yeah, we've spent a lot of time doing that. So I think
you used the word we, but it's you.
I think that's strong.
I have not been that pivotal in that. I've certainly been delighted to see it, but it's been you and your team who've done it.
Well, we all knew the old content management system was good and it was fit for purpose, but as each designer came to each different element, it was slightly different. The user experience of the CMS was slightly different in a lot of different places. So just big shout out to Dan Cornock, who's obviously been leading that from a design language point of view, and it's a really, really nice environment now to work in.
There's continuity across every element of the tech stack now. Yeah. It's the same behavior from an admin perspective, and you've lessened the learning curve from an end user perspective as well, because providing the organizer the right tools means they create a really genuine, customized product for that particular requirement, those users.
And it helps us as well. The amount of clients that we see going from a fully managed service to self-service, that speaks volumes of how easy it is to use and how familiar you can get with the platform.
SaaS.
Yeah.
Making something SaaS is just making it as easy as possible for people to create amazing things themselves.
Yeah.
We approach it slightly differently because we are making sure we are still there if they want us to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you can do it on your own, but you can still get that stuff.
Oh, and we have such a huge team of brilliant experts that using the platform, don't we? So
we're showing off.
Oh my God!
Come
stop
on,
it!
Stop it! Move on.
All right, customization options. What should people be looking for? What should they be able to do in a platform?
This is your wheelhouse in particular, but I'll try and just repeat what I hear you say on a regular basis. But customization isn't about choosing your brand colors and just uploading a logo. It's about being mindful of genuinely being able to replicate someone's brand. If a Google spend £5 million a year on making sure that they're mindful of user journey and experience on their technology, making sure that it's got the right spacing, using fonts that are easy to read for various people, then we want to make sure that we enable them to replicate that, so that when people are using our technology as part of their buyer journey, it isn't completely different from the other elements of technology they're using.
Yeah.
So that customization is absolutely crucial. I remember you saying very early on, it's not about making things look pretty. You probably said it better than this, but it's not just about making things look pretty. It's about things being familiar. So we want people who land on our platform to think this is a Google platform, not a CrowdComms platform branded as Google.
Yeah, you've got to be. One is you shouldn't have to code to be able to do it.
Yeah. No code. Yeah.
Huge, movement towards no code these days in every product that you'll see. And the other one, is just making sure that, like you say, you've got, yes, there's no code elements, but being able to adjust. It's the tiny things you'd never really notice when you land on a brand and you think this isn't quite right. It's quite often the spacing, the typography, the bits that no one would notice, but a designer would think, oh, okay, I think I'd like to, if I could code, I would customize that bit, I'd make it a bit more.
The thing is, we always talk about this being of interest to big corporates. Like I've taught Google as though that it's only those big organisations that it's relevant to. It is so important to the person with 5 members of staff in a local shop selling a local product that they can create things that replicate their brand. A booking system that actually replicates their brand doesn't look like a booking system with their logo. Everyone, irrespective of size, wants customization.
I mean, you could argue it's more important because you don't have the development team behind you. You don't want to pay a freelancer. You don't want to get involved with different departments in your organisation. You might just want to be able to do it yourself and make it look great.
Yeah.
So those are great. Okay, scalability. It's a big one. We talk about it a lot.
Yeah, you just want things to not break when you've got lots of people using them.
Absolutely.
You want to choose an event technology company or any tech that can grow with you as you grow as an organisation. So we get everything right here at CrowdComms. We go from 20 people to 300 people over the next, we're not 20 people, 100 people to 300 people over the next 2 or 3 years. We want to be choosing technology that can grow with us. Yep. So a CRM that will grow with us. A management accountancy system that grows with us. We're making sure we choose technology that can adapt and is fluid. It's no different from a technology company. Yeah. We want to make sure that you choose a technology company that will grow with increased users, scalability, but also continue to integrate with those business critical services that I already mentioned, things like CRMs and accountancy systems.
Yeah. It can be anything from small teams to large teams, conferences and things like that, can't it? Like you might have hundreds of thousands of people jump on the platform all at one go.
Yeah.
And you need to know your technology is going to support that.
Yeah.
And quite often we actually have 3 different infrastructures, don't we? Like it just to make sure that if there is a particularly large one, we can ring fence that
spread it
for everyone involved. We're also there's tools for, they're called like turnstiles, which allow people through, drip feed people through if they're all logging in one go.
Turnstiles is a much nicer way of saying, whoa, just give us a bit of time. Chill out. It's all going to happen in a minute.
We'll be here.
It's going to be, wait.
Yeah, just put you in a queue for just a minute.
Smoke and mirrors, I think it is, really.
Absolutely.
Let's call it turnstiles. It's nicer.
How about hybrid capabilities? A nice, robust platform that does basically does all of it in the same place.
I'm amazed that there are event technology companies where you have to build an app in a separate place to a hybrid capable platform for a virtual audience. A lot of them are still operate like that. When you build in our system, you build an agenda, you build your people, you choose all the features you want, your polling, your Q&A, and then you just launch it as an app, and it is always available as a web-based product for you to do that virtual element as well. Choosing a tech company that gives you the flexibility to have a offering irrespective of what might happen. We had the pandemic previously. As I hate to say it, I don't want to sound too doom and gloom. There's quite a lot of geopolitical uncertainty at the moment, globally as well as nationally. So having the flexibility from a platform perspective to display content to different formats is going to be important. At least if it does happen, well, it might just be that your venue says, oh my God, it's last minute, but we can't do 300 people, we can only do 150. And then you've got 150 people, you still want to engage with the content. I was saying the other day, taking a more positive spin on it, let's not look at the doom and gloom, we might have to do a bit of hybrid or virtual. Let's just focus on more people having access to content and the advantage that brings.
Well, I always, when we're talking to clients, it always makes me really happy and pleased when they're talking about an in-person event and they don't realize that actually the app is the app. So if you need to pivot to hybrid, or you just think, oh, I can just offer that as a it's going to be the same content, it's going to be the same place. I can just put it out there as hybrid. It's already out there as hybrid.
But you'll also find, and this just reiterates the importance of doing it, in an app we have the video libraries where footage, content of the sessions is archived. So it's automatically archived, isn't it? And it can be available on demand after the event. And so we build these beautiful libraries, great design. People are rewatching those videos. So they're actually attending the event and saying, really like that, favourite that, and then going back and watching it as an on-demand piece. So people are choosing to watch it again, which echoes the fact that people who haven't got a chance to watch it are going to want to.
Yeah, good content. It lasts a long time, doesn't it, if you do things properly?
Increasing the life cycle of your content and conversations is what event technology should be about.
Yeah.
So that you can then get engagement and quality contacts, conversations back into CRM to make business decisions.
Yeah, particularly important if it's like learning.
Yeah.
If it's a learning centre, actually you need that as a resource. You need that. Yes, you would have a live stream to kind of present it and teach at that time, but obviously you want it as a resource for much longer term.
Yeah.
Super. Okay, security features, one of our favourites.
Who doesn't find security sexy?
It's a sexy subject. So protecting event data, participant privacy, all of that good stuff.
Well, I mean, it's a given, isn't it? Every business, and again, it doesn't matter, small business, big business, trade show, corporate, internal conferencing. We want to make sure that people have the flexibility to look after their data as they feel fit personally, but also at company level. So at company level, we're talking about how people access a piece of technology or where that information is stored, how available it is. And then from a personal perspective, it's saying, right, well, I've done that event, it's 3 weeks later, I want to, can I delete that data, please? Yeah. And having the mechanisms in place to manage their personal data, which in our platform is name and email address. Yeah. So, yeah, it's crucial, and again, that's going to be crucial irrespective of what type of business you are.
Like you say, it's on an individual basis, isn't it? It seems to be. Well, there's obviously patterns, there's similarities, but we do quite often hear different strategies for data on every company, don't we?
It's amazing when you get into the detail of it, how many companies out there in event technology, some of the biggest in our field, who have massive data deletion policy issues. Yeah. So their infrastructure is built in a way where it's so intertwined that you can't delete an individual profile from a project, otherwise it deletes them across all of the projects. I mean, that's a data processing disaster, I don't know if that's, but I mean, vulnerability, let's put it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. And one of the industry's favourite topics, integrations, integrating with existing systems, whether that be CRMs or registration systems or Google Analytics, whatever it might be.
Yeah, it seems CRMs is the one that everyone wants, and it's blooming obvious, isn't it? If all your data provenance is your CRM, it's what you're using for your day-to-day decisions, your pipeline, the effectiveness of different strategies, marketing strategies, sales strategies. If we then don't have a connection with that CRM, it's making life very difficult for us. So that's definitely the one we're seeing more and more of. What I want us to focus on, and what I think we should all be challenging, is actually the quality. How do we nurture while they are with us? Then making sure we can validate that nurturing back in the CRM. Yeah. So we've talked a lot about that, haven't we? We've talked a lot about what does success look like in an event, and how do we make sure we can quantify that through that cycle, that nurturing in the platform. Quality of lead, quality of contacts, quality of content. How can that dictate, those buyer decisions in the CRM? Yeah,
and we see a lot of companies got internal CRMs, haven't they? It's not just the big integrations through Zapier with, and that's not what we do. We do have a lot of custom integrations, but they have their own systems. Most companies will have their own systems, and they want to be able to talk to them.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so why is one event platform the right answer?
I don't think it necessarily is the answer. I think sometimes you've got a piece of tech in a business that you're really happy with what it's doing and it's working, and then you're just looking for another element of tech that you're less happy with. So as an example, it might be that you've got a way of printing badges that your clients and your delegates are really happy with, but you don't have an event app or you don't have the registration piece, in that case, I think you're well suited to find a mixture of technologies. What you're finding, however, is that from a cost effectiveness perspective, from an efficiency of use perspective, from that data integrity perspective, so making sure you get the information, if you're moving it through 3 systems, that is going to be harder than moving it through one. So there are lots of reasons why people would want to have a single piece of technology that they work with across their event technology cycle, but there are definitely exceptions. More and more people just want it all in one place with as little compromise as possible. And that's what people like ourselves, but not just us, 15, 20 other companies in this market are looking to kind of achieve, because that's what we're mainly being asked for, that one-stop shop.
That's the main point, right? It's like, yes, moving data between these things with integrations is fine. But actually, nobody wants to duplicate work. So if you're going from, registration to badging to event app to, you don't necessarily, simplifying those workflows for all of those engagement, all of the analytics. You're not looking in different places for all of those different things. There is huge benefit to having just one platform that you're using, right?
There is, yeah, there is. Doesn't mean it's always the right thing, but all we have to do is listen to what people are asking for and asking of us, and try and present solutions. And at the moment, people are saying, we want to invite people through your system, we want them to get a badge through your system, we want them to engage with content throughout the event through your system, we want to use those data reports and have them feed back into our CRM so we can make informed decisions as to how that event went and what we can do differently moving forward. That's all in one.
Yeah, and it's, the way we're obviously set up is you can have everything or you can have pieces. Right? So if you do have a different provider and you did, were thinking about doing badging or event app or registration, whatever, you can take one piece in isolation.
Sounds like we're backtracking. So you don't have to do it all. Just come and do a bit with us. We'll take anything.
But I do want to bang the drum for one platform in one place.
Do you?
I do. Better user experience.
Yeah. So coming back to that customization, if you've got a platform that has got the ability to fully replicate brand and you take everyone there, and then you take them to a piece of technology that doesn't do it, or perhaps does it but in a different way, you can't actually create best practice. And then if best practice is best practice, and genuine replication is genuine replication. And I've looked at all the other technology companies, without meaning to blow smoke up our own backsides again, we're really good at helping people replicate brand, aren't we? So if you do it really well in a piece of tech and then it goes away from it, that's a lack of continuity.
I think we've all used technology where we've thought, oh, this is a different platform I've gone to now.
Yeah.
You can tell. You can usually tell whether it's iframed into somewhere or whether you're actually going to a new tab or a new window.
Yeah.
You can always kind of feel the user experience change.
Sometimes that's okay. It's like payment gateways.
Yeah.
We can't have it in our tech, can we, in that regard? Legally, it's complicated.
It can
so
build
when you
trust,
go to
definitely.
the payment bit, you go there. So you know that it's different, but you're kind of accepting of it.
Yeah.
There are sometimes people are less accepting.
It's got to be more cost effective though, using one platform.
Yeah, I mean, it will be. I mean, got to be, possibly not. I mean, the vast majority of times it's going to be more cost effective to leverage one piece of tech, because it's like if you use our app, you might pay an amount. If you use registration independently, you use virtual platform, you do attendee capture, lead capture. If you do them independently, the sum is much higher than if you just say, can I use your full stack?
Yeah. So really what you're looking for is somewhat, the areas of compromise. It's always compromise, right? You don't want to compromise.
I think at the moment there is a bit of compromise irrespective of any of those all-in-one platforms. And it's going to be who can get to a point where there is there ever going to be a point where there's no compromise? I don't know. Hope so.
Well, I guess,
We'll keep
is
trying.
there, I guess there's compromise just generally across the board in life, right? Not to make it too big a question, but you have got to make a choice between, we are never going to be able to do everything for everyone.
Yeah.
We'd love to be able to build absolutely everything, but that's just not realistic. And actually it doesn't make any sense not to be an expert in event technology.
Yeah. I get excited sometimes and give you all sorts of ridiculous projects, don't I?
What is?
You have to rein me in on a regular basis.
That we hear, don't we? We hear clients would love everyone to find a provider that did everything. We hear it all the time.
Are you guys a CRM as well? Well, I think we could be.
Yeah, I mean, could you be? Like,
Yeah.
we do hear, oh, it would be great if you could just build some CRM sort of tools, or it'd be great if you could build like a big hotel booking system.
Yeah.
It's like, obviously we'd love to,
Yeah.
but
There are people who do that pretty
there
well.
are people that specialize in those things and do it very, very well. And it would take us, a little while to build it.
So I suppose that being said, we're not ever going to be an all-in-one, are we? I mean, it's a myth.
It depends what you mean by all-in-one, doesn't it?
Of the event journey, we do each step of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Of the bit that we want to specialize in, I think we are all-in-one for the bit of the journey in events that event technology can really help with content delivery,
Yeah.
or registration, or whatever it might be. All the way to like display screens and lead capture and, exhibitor management and all of that stuff. But the events industry is so huge
Yeah, it's massive.
that it's like you will never find someone that will do every single bit of it for you, and you could run a completely big in-person event or virtual event together.
Not even C-Vent.
And never even touch anyone else.
Not even C-Vent.
I mean,
They're gonna be
I'd have to have a little dig through it, but
They'll be closer than anyone else.
of course, I mean they're the biggie, right? Absolutely. Data management
Yeah.
is important when you're thinking about an all-in-one versus, a fragmented management style.
You have a library that follows the same governance rather than multiple libraries that might approach data security, info security in a slightly different way.
Yeah.
We have a single management system, an ISM, and we follow that and adhere to that, and our platform and part of the pen testing is part of that, and the way we manage data internally is part of that, and our offices, locations are all part of that. So if you have multiple organizations that each have separate management systems, then you are complicating the data journey. It is as simple as that.
Yeah. So, I mean, we touched on scalability before, but if you're talking about one platform, I guess if you are moving between platforms and one platform is set up to scale fast and properly, automatically, and another one isn't, then you're going to fall down in the user experience there. So
We've
you've got to be.
been victim of that with an integration with a registration company that couldn't scale, and ultimately, when you're part of that journey, it doesn't matter where it breaks if it breaks.
Yeah.
And so you should never be about trust, because when you're doing due diligence, you really should look at the architecture of a business and look at their capabilities. But with multiple vendors, you've got on board 5 or 6, there's only so much time people have got for this.
Yeah.
So it either massively delays projects or delays onboarding of leveraging technology, or potentially corners a cut. Not suggesting that's happening. It's the nature of the beast, isn't it?
Okay, brilliant. I think we've covered everything there. I've got to the end of the cue cards.
Well done.
Wonderful. All right. If you would like us to cover any topics in the future, let us know below. So like and subscribe, leave a comment. But for now, we'll see you next time.